Coinbase says Bitcoin treasuries are ghosting, but two firms just bought $205 million. Bitcoin treasuries. Ethereum. American Bitcoin and Strategy purchased over $205 million in Bitcoin during October's downturn, contradicting Coinbase warnings that corporate treasuries have abandoned the market since mid-month. Crypto journalist. Hassan. Crypto journalist. Hassan. About author. Anas is a crypto-native journalist and SEO writer with over 5 years of writing experience covering blockchain, crypto, DeFi, and emerging tech. Author profile. Share. Copied. Last updated 14 minutes ago. American Bitcoin and Strategy collectively purchased over $205 million in Bitcoin in the past 48 hours, contradicting Coinbase warnings that corporate treasuries have largely abandoned the market during October's downturn. Coinbase global head of investment research, David Duong, recently warned that digital asset treasury companies have largely ghosted the market since October 10th, with Bitcoin purchases falling to near year-to-date lows over the past 2 weeks. BTC digital asset treasury companies, DATs, have largely ghosted the post-October 10 drawdown and are yet to re-engage, he said. Major treasury firms continue aggressive accumulation. American Bitcoin acquired approximately 1,414 Bitcoin between September and October 24th, increasing its strategic reserve to 3,865 Bitcoin held in custody or pledged for minor purchases under agreements with Bitmain. The Miami-based company, now a majority-owned subsidiary of Hut 8 Corp., operates as a Bitcoin accumulation platform integrating scaled self-mining operations with disciplined purchase strategies. The firm introduced a new transparency metric, Satoshis per share, which represents the amount of Bitcoin attributable to each outstanding share of common stock. As of October 24th, the company reported 418 Satoshis per share, marking a 52% increase since September 1st, providing shareholders with insight into their indirect Bitcoin ownership through equity holdings. What sets American Bitcoin apart from most traditional Bitcoin treasury vehicles is our integrated mining operations, said Asher Janut, executive chairman of American Bitcoin. By producing Bitcoin directly, we can reduce our average cost per Bitcoin to drive a cost advantage over vehicles that buy exclusively on the open market, he said. Treasury activity accelerates across global markets. Strategy, the business intelligence firm led by Bitcoin advocate Michael Saylor, acquired an additional 390 BTC between October 20th and October 26th, spending $43.4 million at an average price of $111,117 per Bitcoin. The purchase brings the company's total holdings to 640,808 BTC, acquired at an aggregate price of $47.44 billion with an average cost of $74,032 per Bitcoin, inclusive of fees. Beyond U.S. markets, South Korea's BitPlanet announced plans to acquire 50 BTC worth approximately $5.8 million after receiving shareholder approval. At the same time, Hong Kong-based Prenetics Global also raised $150 million through a convertible note offering backed by Galaxy Digital to establish its Bitcoin treasury strategy. BitPlanet CEO Aaron Jarovich stated that accumulating Bitcoin represents a strategic hedge against global fiat debasement, saying they are pioneering corporate adoption in Asia. Strategy's ATM programs collectively provide access to more than $46 billion in potential issuance capacity, giving the firm flexibility to continue adding Bitcoin as market conditions evolve. Saylor has repeatedly described Bitcoin as digital property and the ultimate treasury reserve asset, maintaining unwavering conviction despite recent market volatility that saw prices briefly dip below $107,000 earlier this month. Market fragility concerns. Notably, Coinbase analysis reveals concerning concentration in the corporate treasury market, with Ethereum purchases driven almost entirely by a single entity, Bitmain. Aggregate 7-day Ethereum treasury purchases remain positive, but attribution shows BMNR driving the majority of net buying with smaller contributions from other funds, raising concerns that apparent corporate demand could fade if this single buyer slows or pauses. DAT buying hasn't shown up for BTC and is narrowly concentrated for ETH, which highlights some caution from large players post-leverage washout. Even at current support levels, Duong stated in his analysis, We think this warrants more cautious positioning in the short term, because the market appears more fragile when the biggest discretionary balance sheets are sidelined. This detection follows a $19 billion wipeout of leveraged positions earlier this month that prompted widespread caution among Treasury companies that typically provide significant buying support during market downturns. Bitcoin recovered roughly 3% since then, especially after softer-than-expected U.S. inflation data reinforced expectations for potential Federal Reserve rate cuts in December. Additionally, Coinbase research also warned last month that the corporate crypto treasury movement has reached a critical turning point, transitioning from an era of guaranteed premiums to what it calls a player-versus-player competitive phase. The scarcity premium benefiting early adopters like Strategy has dissipated, forcing companies to differentiate themselves through strategic positioning rather than merely accumulating Bitcoin. Strategy abandoned its self-imposed 2.5x market-to-net asset value threshold for stock sales after funding pressures mounted, while Nasdaq tightened supervision requirements for digital asset treasuries, demanding shareholder approval for certain transactions. Follow us on Google News. Trending news. Recommended popular crypto topics price predictions. China's DeepSeek AI predicts the price of SOL, XRP, BNB by the end of October 2025. XRP price prediction. Outpacing other altcoins, XRP closes week up 11.4%, momentum building. Bitcoin price prediction. Kiyosaki says path to financial freedom paved with Bitcoin. Is he right? Alibaba's Coin AI predicts the price of XRP, Doge, and SOL for November 2025. Ethereum price prediction. Key weekly bounce confirms strength. EYE's crucial resistance breakout. Price analysis. XRP price prediction. Government shutdown delays Ripple ETF decisions. But Osprey accumulates. Is XRP going to hit $3 this week? 22 hours ago. By Alejandro Arich. Price analysis. XRP price prediction. Major crypto analyst warns of inevitable XRP supply shock in 2025. Is XRP about to pump? 4 days ago. By Alejandro Arich. Price analysis. XRP price prediction. Why softer U.S. inflation data could accelerate run to $2.80. 2 days ago. By Arslan Butt. Best crypto to buy now in October 2025. Top crypto to invest in. 3 days ago. By Alan Draper. New cryptocurrencies to invest in today. Top new crypto coins. 16 hours ago. By Inesis Tavares. 12 best crypto presales to invest in 2025. Presale crypto list. 20 hours ago. By Alan Draper. 13 new and upcoming Coinbase listings in October 2025. 18 hours ago. By Elijah Rankovich. 11 new and upcoming Binance listings in 2025. 12 hours ago. By Elijah Rankovich. The next crypto to explode in 2025. Our top picks. 20 hours ago. By Elijah Rankovich. Bitcoin, BTC, price prediction 2025 to 2030. 3 days ago. By Leon Waters. XRP, price prediction 2025, 2026 to 2030. August 29, 2025. By Eric Huffman. Ethereum price prediction 2025 to 2030. October 3, 2025. By Ben Beto.